Hello, this is Blue Angel 777. It's August 21st, 2019. I am a little late today. I wanted to do an earlier video for you. Yesterday was my first video, and today, due to the fact that it's my day off, I like to go to the lake. I spend as much time as I can at the water. And I wanted to go there to get some insight. Reading from the cards and tarot cards and oracle cards and all that is something new for me for the last 5 years. But what I really read from is Mother Earth, and I pay attention to everything, all the signs. So my reading today for you, and I still will draw some cards for you, but my reading today, my insight today was, I went to the lake and I asked the Creator, what is my sign today? What is the message for today? And I do that every single day that I can. If I don't go to the lake, if I can't get there, then I do that within. And then I pay attention to the signs throughout the day. The universe is always speaking to us. It's the universal language, and we need to learn to pay attention to being still and focused on those little things and not get so lost in our everyday life, and be able to pull back and just take that time, even if it's a minimum of 10 minutes or whatever it is, and just put our phones down, everything, put it down, and just focus on Mother Earth and what it has to offer us as far as the guidance, our everyday guidance, besides our own spirit. And when I went there, I just sat down and I was noticing nature and things like that. These geese that I see every day, they do little unique things with me that I pay attention to. The way they communicate with me. And all of a sudden I heard my name called out right away. I just got there, so I was only there a few minutes. And it was a woman that I know, a very close friend of mine that I haven't been in too much communication with lately. We work together, but completely different shifts. But we have this soul connection. We have this connection. And I heard her call my name, so I turned and I was shocked. And she was shocked also that we ran into each other. I've never run into her before, especially in the area that I was at. And she had a little girl with her, which is her daughter, and I got their permission, the daughter's permission first, and then the mother's permission to speak of her today. And it was a very big message from this little girl. And what it told me, and what I already aware of, is that these new babies, children that are being born, her name is Jaslyn. Please excuse me if I get this wrong. She's going to be listening today. And she's 9 years old. A beautiful, beautiful little spirit. She's an old soul. And you can see it in her eyes. Just full of life and knowledge. She was so wise. All of us that are going through this journey really need to sit down and listen to her and what she had to say. And she was my teacher today. And I wanted to share some experience that I had with her today. I ended up spending some time with her, and I want to do this as quickly as I can so this video doesn't last too long. But because I know that as I watch YouTube videos, when they get too long, I don't have the time, so I have to separate them. So I know my first one is a little short, a little long, so I wanted to shorten it up a little bit today. So I wanted to tell you that she was an old soul. She's gifted. She's aware of her gifts. She sees spirit. What she told me was that she was describing to me these spirits that she saw in her room. And it was in great detail, the description that she had. And one of them she described was this man that had a navy blue, some kind of shirt on. And see if you can guess who he is with just the blue. And then she said he had swords. And I instantly and already knew, as soon as she said that, it was Archangel Michael. And in the room, she had other spirits in there that were bothering her. One was in the corner, cloaked, and he had white eyes, she said. And it disturbed me, but it didn't disturb me at the same time, because I know that the gift that this girl has, and her abilities, in her knowing, her inner knowing of what is going on. She was scared. Yeah, she was terrified. She cried and she was upset. And but she saw that, she said the only one that felt good in that room was the man with the swords. So I described to her who that man was. I knew who he was right away. And I described to her who he was and why he was there. And how she has the ability, and that she is in control of who comes, speaks to her, and who is in her life, as far, even as spirit-wise. And that she has the control, and that she can call in Archangel Michael, because he came to her, and he is her guiding spirit. So that she could call on him whenever she wanted, when she was scared. And I thought that was amazing, the way that she described him, and that his presence, how strong and powerful he was. And she proceeded to tell me these other things that she was able to do. And she does past life readings. She did one on me, and she reads by the touch. She could, if she touches someone's hands, she could tell them things about them. She asks you what you want to know. She did a reading for me, and she held my hand, and she said, I see a wall, and it was like a cement wall, and that it was people, two men there trying to help me tear this wall down. And these two men were helping me, and they got it halfway down, but they left me. And I looked at her, and I wanted to cry, because she was talking about my abandonment issues that I have from the past life. That these two men walked away from me when they were helping me take my walls down, to that protection that I had around me, that I always keep up around me, like these, you know, those barriers that we put around us so that no one can get to us, because we're protecting our spirit and our hearts, because we've been hurt. And I looked at her in the eyes, and I stared at her for a while, and I said, that's my abandonment issues. And she smiled at me like she knew. And she's only 9 years old, mind you, and she has the most amazing eyes. They just sparkle. And I laughed like, oh my God, this is my lesson today. And something that I need to work on is my inner self, my self-love, and to deal with these abandonment issues I have, and to really heal from them, and go within, and really tackle that area of my life of why I have these issues, and that they're not just from this lifetime, they're from a lifetime ago that we have to deal with. And so that was one thing. Another gift that she had was that she has ability, she puts her third eye on your third eye. And I felt kind of uncomfortable, because I don't know, I just for some reason I did. And because she's so little, so young, and I felt like what she was doing was so powerful and such an amazing gift, that I was being protective of her because she was a child. But then Spirit said that she's an old soul. She's more advanced than a lot of us adults walking here on earth. And so I actually looked up to her as if she was the wise one. She was the elder in this this scenario. And she put her she asked if she could put her third eye on her forehead on my forehead. I didn't think she understood that she was putting her third eye on my third eye of seeing within my soul. So she did. She placed so gently her third eye on my forehead, my third eye. And she cupped my face in her little hands. And she just began to read. She could see inside of me. And so she saw and she started to describe me living in this little cottage, this woman in this dress. And she described this dress. And she described this green around me in this little hut. And I was holding the hands of this little tiny girl that was about 2 years old. She described that, do you hear the crows? I haven't heard from them in a while, and today they're here. They're one of my messengers. They just crowed while I was cawed while I was speaking just now. So anyways, this little girl described the dress, pink and yellow, I think that she said. To me, that's, you know, she said she had 2 little piggy tails, and pretty amazing thing. She was standing in the water. She went over to the water, and I wanted her, my intuition wanted her to get her feet in the water. And that I felt instantly protective of her. And I was trying to figure out her sign. And I saw her in the water, and she was standing in the water, and a fish jumped out. So all of you that are in tune, you know that what the fish means, right? So I looked at her and I said, "What's your sign?" I go, "Are you a water sign?" And then she goes, "Yes." And I go, right when I said, "Are you a Pisces?" she said, "Yes, I'm a Pisces." So they're like the most psychic of the zodiac signs. And so I wanted to talk about her. She's amazing. I taught her a little bit how to protect herself, and how she has control over these spirits that come to visit her, and that that these are just the beginning of the gifts that she's going to have and develop. And her mother is amazing, and she knows about all this, and she is encouraging her and supporting her and teaching her how to be creative and doing all those wonderful things. And I really think that through our journey, we've been really going through these transition periods and these transformations, and we really are so focused on this journey that sometimes I feel like we neglect our children. And so our children are so important, that these new babies are born into this earth are already born highly evolved. And well, we all are pure when we're born, and we have these gifts that maybe are repressed as we go through our lifetime experiences. But these little babies that are born, that are here now, really need to pay attention to them. They have so many messages to give us. So just listen to our children and pay attention to what they have to offer us. The numbers that came to me today was 3, the Trinity, mind, body, and spirit. And 222, duality, union, and I also be making choices in our life right now. 1010, completion, or 10 is the completion number, and then also the 1010 is the strong point of spiritual growth and awakening. To be more courageous and step out of your comfort zone. And that's what I'm doing right now. And what other number? She offered me this stick, and she asked me to hold it. And meanwhile, through all this thing, she was handing me these stones. And she felt my stone that I was wearing, and she said, "Is that a rock?" And I said, "It's a crystal." And she wanted to hold it, and she said it was really, really strong energy in it, and there was love, and it gave her the chills and stuff. And she was picking up other stones as we were conversing, and with her, I was with her mother, and she had me hold them, and she told me to put love in them. So I was holding and putting love into these stones, and she would take the stone from me, and she said they were very strong. And she was taking those stones with her. So I was activating these stones for her and giving her love that for her to take with her. And at the end of our conversation, we were getting ready to leave, and she handed me this stick, and she asked me to hold it and put my wish into this stick, this wand. To me, it was a wand, and it was a wooden, beautiful, probably about, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches long. And I held it, and I put my wish, my dying wish, into the stick. And why I did that, she had her mother do the same thing, and she did. And there was she threw this stick into the water and said that our wishes are going to come true. And right as she did that, I heard crows cawing, like a bunch of them. And also, way off in the distance, this reflection that looked like the sun come out of these trees that we took pictures of. We were all in shock, all three of us. We could not believe it. It was blinding. This blinding, it looked like two suns. And there's something about that, the central sun and the sun energy. But that it was a message for us that our prayers were heard. And so we looked down at our feet, and there's 3 white feathers, one on each one of our feet. 3 white feathers. So that's the message for today. It's Trinity, the 3, mind, body, and spirit, the power of manifestation, growth, creation. It's birth, life, and death. It's the beginning, the middle, the end. You know, it's but it's the master numbers. It's the Trinity, the mind, body, and spirit. It's also the balance of the 3, 6, and 9. Also, I get the numbers off of that. Those numbers have been coming to me also. I got and then right when that happened, we looked at the phone, and it was 12:21. Yes, the mirror, the twin flame mirror, and represents energy. Maintain your faith in your source and your energy. Maintain that faith. That's what 12:21 also means. Commit 100% in your journey and your faith. That's what else it means. So I wanted to give those messages to you. I am going to pull a few cards for the collective today. Not a lot of cards because I don't want to make this reading too long, but the message basically was I didn't have to do the cards today. That was your message from a little 9-year-old girl named Jaslyn. And I thank you so much, Jaslyn, for your reading today, and I can't wait to see you again. You were joy. She gave me the most warming hug, and she had this beautiful pink little dress on, and she had this big pink heart on the front of her dress, and these you know, that those shaded pink shades on, those rose tinted glasses. She had rose tinted glasses on. Yeah, she was a beautiful little girl, inside and out. Okay, I call in North for Earth, 2 of Swords. I call in East for Air, South for Fire, West for, oh my goodness, the stories are coming out. West for Water. And I call in all my angels and ancestors, my spirit guides, and my ascending masters from 5D and above. And I also call in Archangel Michael. Look at this card was in here. 3 of Pentacles. The trine. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I call in Archangel Michael in also to help give us the messages that we need for the collective today. What is our message today? I'm going to pull 3 cards for the collective and their journey today. What is their message today, please? Okay, that one just popped out on its own, so we'll take that one. The 6 of Swords. Oh, okay, well 2 more just popped out, so I guess I'm taking these 2. I don't have to continue this. And the bottom card is a 9 of Cups. I don't know if I'm holding this right. 9 of Cups. The wish card, or wish fulfillment. Beautiful. And wisdom. The 9 is wisdom in our higher enlightenment in our higher consciousness. The Page of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and the Justice card. And the Justice is the 8, and the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is, do you see him behind her? going off. It's kind of coming to a it's getting past that Five of Swords energy, that fighting, that and coming to an understanding with each other, and sailing off together, or going off in your new beginning, this new love here, this new cup. And it's this new beginning, but there's an understanding, and we have this Justice card with it. And that's the Libra card right there, or justice, the all-around justice for the situation. And he's sailing off where he's got your back no matter what. And he's sailing towards you, away from you, whatever it is. He's behind you. He's on this journey with you, and he's supporting you. He's got your back. He's on the same boat as you are. You're in whatever energy you're in. If you're sad, you're upset, you're happy, whatever, he's with you. And in this beginning stage of love here, this cup of love here, this Page of Cups, really looking at it and analyzing it and looking what he has or what she has. Now do some clarifiers for those, please. Can I have a clarifier for the page? Oh my goodness. So 2 cards came out, the Tower card and the Two of Cups. And it's the Tower moment is they're having a Tower moment. The Divine Feminine or the Divine Masculine is having the Tower moment of their walls coming down. I was talking about that. The foundation is coming down. Everything around them is coming down, and it's about this love. There's this Page of Cups, and then there's a Two of Cups. That's the divine. That's the twin flame love right there, and the stress or just the love in general of wanting to come to that love, and wants the justice of it and wants to come to it, and is having a Tower moment. The Eight of Wands is just that. It's quick action, quick messages, and communication. It's text messaging, emailing, any of that, quick messages. It's moving fast. It's this fast, accelerated pace, this energy that we're in. And he or she is coming down. I'm getting it's the he is having a Tower moment of this love, this like he needs to take action and move forward and do something about it, and he's moving into it or away from something else. Let's pull it clear for the Six of Swords, please. The Three of Pentacles, the plan of working together. The plan is coming together, and it's also the Trinity and the Three. It's the mind, body, and spirit. It's coming together, working together on this journey ahead. Either if it's apart or together or coming to, or the plan of it moving away. It's any of those things. Clarify those. Having the strength to do that. The Star card. The Truth card, the Ace of Swords, again, we had that yesterday. Coming into the truth of all of this and understanding, and that the Wish card is the Ace. The Star card is the wish. It's also the light. It could be the Divine Feminine. It could be also be the your wish card. Your wish card, which we got here too. The Nine of Cups is the wish. The wish to move ahead and make that decision. And we don't have the Two of Swords. Oh, the Two of Swords was the energy. I showed it to you, the one card that fell out. But we got the Queen of Swords here. And that's having the truth. It could be the Divine Feminine wanting the truth, or speaking her truth, or it's the Truth card of everything that's come about. It's moving ahead, and it's... So let's clarify the justice. Ooh, I want to clarify for the Justice card, please. The Three of Wands. Taking action. The Two of Wands came up yesterday, and that was the knowing of what he needs to do or she needs to do. It's knowing that you have to, that you know that you need to do something, or you know you're going to go forward and do it, but you didn't take that step. You didn't take that step forward to make the action to do that. Now, some of them, whoever it resonates with, are taking that action. You know that they are making that move to do that, making that decision. They had that tower moment, and they realized that they need to go forward with this. And you can't stay stagnant and juggling this back and forth. Let's do another one for the Justice, please. And get the Eight of Cups of moving away. And the Eight of Cups is in another direction. And that's with the Six of Swords here. So I feel like they're moving away. Some of the divine masculines are moving away from their karmic situations. Rather, it's work, a relationship, family, whatever it is. They're leaving that. They had a tower moment. They realized that they need to do this, and they need to and once they made that decision, they're moving quickly. They found the strength. They found the faith and the hope. And it's a soul, it's a spiritual journey. They understand that it's a soul thing. It's a fated journey. This is a fated journey. Okay, I'll do one more card, please. Woo. That one flew off the floor. It flew on the floor. Oh, okay. We got the Five of Wands. Maybe we shouldn't have drawn one more. Just kidding. No, that actually is talking about this tower moment. The Five of Wands is that struggle within. It's not the Five of Swords where they're fighting, and it's with the tower moment, and the Five of Swords is not good. The Five of Wands is the bickering back and forth, or the struggle within yourself, or the struggle with all of your burdens and things like that. It could be family fighting. It could be fighting at home. It could be, you know, bickering back and forth, just going back and forth, and it's just not, you know, it's just over with. Okay. And they have to make a decision and do what they're meant to do, because whatever they decide to do, they need to make that decision, because that Two of Swords came out with that overall energy. So I'm going to pull two cards from Angels and Ancestor Oracle cards, and they just like to make me go on the floor. Okay. So two cards came out of this, and I'm going to take them. I was going to pull one for the Divine Masculine and one for the Divine Feminine. So I'm going to take the Hermit for the Divine Masculine, and the Lord take charge with authority. Actually, I'm going to just for both of them, okay? Because I don't know which one came out first. But the Hermit, retreat and recharge, is exactly what we pulled yesterday. It's going within and really soul searching, pulling yourself in, pulling yourself out of all your environment, and just going within and meditating and thinking about the overall picture of all different aspects of everything that's been going on in your life, with family, with friends, with a relationship that you're in with your loved one, with your Divine Feminine, your children, whatever it is, and just going within and listening to your intuition, pulling yourself back out of all of that chaos. And the Lord take charge with authority. Very powerful card. It has the trine on here too, and it has the stag horns on him. So and what else has he got? The Hermit card has his third eye painted, so he's really going in his intuition, and manifestation I get from that too. And he's got those light around him, and also the nature's geometry, that what is it called, the Metatron, is all behind him. So he's really in a spiritual place right now. He's really going within his spiritual self. He's evolving spiritually, and that's what I see off that card. And then the Lord take charge with authority. Is that eternity symbol on there? He's got the stag on there. He's got the Trinity on there. Very powerful card just by looking at it. I'm going to read the Lord, please. Don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. Be strong. The Lord is the consort of the lady, the emperor in the traditional tarot. He represents an authoritative male who isn't afraid to lay down the law. But this doesn't mean he is angry or chauvinistic. He is self-possessed, reliable, ambitious, a man of honor who has earned his place in society. The Lord in this oracle holds a ram's staff and wears a crown of antlers, showing he keeps himself firmly rooted in the ground and is protective of his people. His regal air indicates he has a taste for the finer things in life, yet he is sensitive to those who are less fortunate than he is. Sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel that your kindness or gifts are being taken for granted, it's time to change that. There is no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground and speak your mind in a fiercely, lovingly way. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth, and it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. You are being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. This card also brings the energy of ambition and can show you have the potential to move upwards on a professional level, but only if you act with authority and show who you really are. That's that energy that we're in now. A lot of us empaths, because we have such beautiful hearts and big hearts, that we're afraid to say no, and we just kind of allow people to walk all over us. And we're coming in that energy now that it's okay to say no. And I've been doing that myself. It's I say no with the kindest nature, but it's also felt. And I also don't give a reason why. I don't have to explain myself. I feel like if I start to explain, and like I start feeling bad for saying no, then the people will take advantage of that, and it opens up the doors for them to talk me into the other, to say yes. And so I've learned to say no and not open up those doors for them to question it. And it seems to be working. And I got the Hermit card here. Take time to rest and recuperate in order to continue your growth. Benefit from the information that will come directly from your heart space. The Hermit card is one of the solitude and meditation. It represents your capacity to go within and arrive at the cave of your heart. Many of the answers to your problems lie within, and if you don't take the time to connect with yourself and feel comfortable alone, you won't be able to hear the messages that are rising up inside you. The cross-legged meditation position of the cave-dwelling, excuse me if I say this wrong, sadhu, on the card is an invitation to harness the power of your meditation practice. The Sri, S-R-I, yantra symbol, K, behind him represents the union of masculine feminine energies, hence support from Mother, Father, God. You have been working hard and giving your all to your current situation, and it may become draining and detrimental to your development unless you retreat and recharge your energies. So you are being guided to take a step back at this time. If you are working on bringing something together, your over-involvement can impede the process, so retreat and breathe. If you have something to say or do that could have a larger impact on your life, spend some time in deep thought, even contemplation, before moving forward. Often when we rush in, we don't see how destructive our actions can be. So meditate and listen to your soul's wisdom before proceeding further. Thank you. That is the reading for today. I send you all love and light. I hope this resonated with some of you, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. It just wasn't in your energy. I hope you like and subscribe. Thank you very much.